yesterday that a person is not supposed to do a mitzvot for gain authority over people, to get kavod for people. We said that the more you keep your deed a secret, the more reward you have in Olam Haba. Opposite, if people give you kavod in this world, so that's your reward. That's it. You don't get a reward in Olam Haba. Haz shalom for this mitzvah. But what are you going to do when you have a mitzvah? It's very hard to hide it from people. You have to do this mitzvah only in a certain place, and there's people passing by, and there's people going to see you. So what am I supposed to do? I can't hide it. He says, you should remember the fundamental principle we mentioned before, which was what? No benefit or harm will come to a person from any other human being unless the Creator, blessed be He, allows it. So keeping this in mind will enable him to avoid seeking recognition and benefit from those who know about the mitzvah. So even if you have to do mitzvah in public, why are you doing the mitzvah? I'm doing it because of Hashem said so. And that way, since I'm not doing it for honor, so then Hashem knows, that I'm pure-hearted, and therefore I'll still get my reward. But a person who could hide it, definitely should hide it. But if you have no choice, that's fine. What should you do in such a case, right? So therefore, you'll do the mitzvah with pure intentions, and you'll still earn the full reward for it. Right, like I said yesterday. Like, what did we say the other day? Like the Rabbi Nachman told the student, that's it. Your Birkat Hamazon is over, finished. You're always going to do it for kavod. So what are you supposed to do? So maybe I should always say Birkat Hamazon privately. Or if I can't, but you know at the end of the day, why are you doing this? You remind yourself doing this for Hashem's sake. That's it. So you're not going to pay attention to it. You're going to do. What's the biggest proof? He says, how do you pray when you're all alone? Let's say, God forbid, somebody's in a place with no minyan. How did you pray? In shul, he prayed, and long, but then when he was all alone, a chick-chack he prayed, right? So what's the proof that you're Shem Shamayim? The same way you pray alone is the same way you pray in front of other people, right? The same way you pray in shul. Okay. It says in the Shahrit, they bring over here, it says in the Shahrit, we say in the Korbanot, right? A person should always fear God in private like he does in public. So you see that that's the inconsistency that we try to avoid, right? And he says that there are many situations when one should let others know about your mitzvah. This rule that the Chavot Lev is saying that, I should always hide my mitzvahs. He says you should know that there is an exception to this rule. For example, the Pri Megadim says that one should perform mitzvah in public if this will encourage others to do it. Right? Let's say we're collecting from mitzvah, right? Some organization is making a charity campaign. So we see nobody's giving. Why is nobody giving? Everybody should be giving. So what do? You say, okay, I want to give $1,000. And everybody knows that if you give $1,000, this guy's giving $1,000, I got to get involved. But what do? Oh, no, I want to give privately. Don't say my name. Why? Pri Megadim says, say your name. Do it for the Shem Shamayim. Do it because it's going to make other people give. So do it. Do it for the sake of Hashem. Yes, they'll mention your name, but don't worry. As long as you're doing it for the Shem Shamayim, you're not doing it because you want kavod. You're doing it to inspire others. It's mutar. You should. Pri Megadim says you should do it in front of other people. Like a lot of times people donate and they put their name on something, or they announce that so and so sponsored such and such a thing. Oh, why are they doing that? That's gava. No, why? Maybe they're doing it because they're going to inspire others. Similarly, the Ramah says that when one makes a donation to charity, it's appropriate to record his name in a public manner, on a plaque, or to say Misha Barach for this guy, to encourage further philanthropy. Similarly, if a sefer is published with financial assistance, it's appropriate for the sponsors to be thanked prominently in the opening pages of the sefer. Why? Maybe they should just be ignored and be anonymous. No, why? This is encouraging philanthropy, and it will make others give. The Sefer Hasidim says that the earlier sages who authored Sfarim, like the Mechilta, Torah Kohanim, and the Midrash, it's interesting. What's Midrash Rabbah? Rabbah was a rabbi in the Gemara, right? Rabbah. Rabbah. The Midrash Rabbah is the Midrash of Rabbah. Rabbah was the Midrashic teachings that he had, right? But there's Mechilta, there's Torah Kohanim, right? There's many Midrashim that don't have names in them. He says it was the custom that they did not record their names in their works, so to not get recognition, and they would and the Chas V'Shalom would lessen their reward on Olam Haba. Nevertheless, what about the Rambam? The Rambam wrote his name inside. He wrote Moshe ben Maimon inside his sefer. Why should he write his name there? He's getting an honor from that, right? He says it's particularly important in the works of halacha, so that way when the reader has a question, he'll know how to contact the author about it. So you see, so when when there is a reason to do it, you should do it. It's not just a ironclad rule. Oh, never mention your name when it comes to mitzvah. No, you have to think before if it makes sense and if there's a real Hashem Shamayim reason.
But a book is like different, no? Because like personal path, how can you contact?
No, because at the end of the day, a person will know who wrote it, and therefore they could attribute the opinion to that person, and maybe they'll be able to find reasonings or explanations for his opinion and know who he is, as opposed to this opinion is somebody else, and then we follow this one versus that one. If nobody's opinion would be recorded, we wouldn't know who said what and what we follow, right? Once we know what they said, we could put it at the Rambam says this, the Rosh says this, Shulchan Aruch follows like that opinion versus that opinion, right? And therefore we wouldn't be able to have all these inconsistencies. We would think, everything is one big mishmash, So therefore, that's very important that when it comes to halacha, you'll know whose opinion is what, and therefore it's not we're not obligated to every single opinion. We're obligated to the opinions that we follow in halacha, because it's a concept. Machloket always came up in Torah, and there's certain opinions, Beit Hillel, Beit Shammai, whatever it is. There's certain opinions we follow, and we have to know who said what. But he says when you don't have to know, let's say it's midrash. There's no argument really by the midrash. Even if it's an argument, there could be both are true, right? So do you really need to have your name over there? So a lot of them didn't. A lot of them didn't have names over there. It's related that Elazar Shach humbly remarked in his old age that he was not confident in arriving to the world to come with any merits. When he was told, but you authorized the Avi Ezri, you authorized a huge explanation, multi-volume work on the Rambam. He said that you didn't have to add a lot of Torah to people, and you were involved with many projects in the communities. He says, I gained recognition through those projects, and I gained recognition through my Svarim. So therefore, I think all their merits are gone. I don't know if I'll go to Olam Haba with any merits. So you see how concerned he was, and he felt that maybe he could have got away with not saying those things, and therefore he was a little bit concerned about it. But the point is that you're right. When you can hide it, you should hide it. But if you can't hide it, you should, as long as you have the Shem Shamayim in your mind. Okay. And when Hashem does give you the opportunity to do a mitzvah, he has to realize it's a kindness Hashem did upon you. That's that He let you do the mitzvah. And therefore, don't rejoice when people praise you for the kavod you got, for the mitzvah you did. And don't desire honor from them, which will lead to ga'ava. And you lose your purity of heart serving Hashem. When you diminish the quality of your actions, you also lose the reward. So therefore, a person has to thank Hashem that I was able to do every mitzvah. Then you came to shul. Baruch Hashem, I was able to come to shul. We learned today. Baruch Hashem, I was able to learn today. It's a kindness. Hashem could have made it that, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't go to the shul. There was nobody. The rabbi didn't come today, or the books weren't here, or the lights didn't work, or whatever it is, that we weren't able to learn. Baruch Hashem, Hashem made all those things work out, and I was able to do the mitzvah, and we have to be happy from that. And at the end of the day, not be worried what people are going to say. Baruch Hashem.